Greetings, dear friends. Welcome to the Creative Laboratory, awakening the souls of our nations. I'm greeting you on behalf of the Hekal Group from Jerusalem, Clanschale Group from Germany, and the 2025 initiative. The Nations Lab is the space where the vision of the united humanity is invoked, magnetized, and held in group consciousness. For the last 7 years, we have been co-creating this shared space where we meet as representatives of our nations to sound the soul note of our own nation and to hear and recognize the soul music of other nations. This space we call the Council Chamber for Elders in Training. Here we learn to resound the music of the future humanity, where principles of brotherhood, common good, and freedom manifested in unison with the higher spiritual laws and principles. Together, we envision and sound forward the path for the uniting nations. Each month, we meet to share and support each other in our work with collectives, learn new skills, and experiment together in this pioneering work of group white magic. Last year, as the spiritual hierarchy held their centennial conclave, the note of synthesis started to be sensed in the council chamber. Since then, we are experimenting with this new and timely energy, the inflow of directed purpose via the Christ and the World Servers Group into our respective nations. We learn a lot from the different groups who share in the Nations Lab their way of working, giving us what we call a synthetic snapshot of their nation and taking us with them in their meditative work. Each group's work is different as we learn to be channels for the higher energies to flow into the outer expression of our nations. We call these channels Christ Avenue. Last time we met in the inflow of the Gemini Festival, which we know also as the Festival of Christ and the Festival of Humanity. The note of the British soul is still reverberating in the sphere of the council chamber, sounded so clearly by our colleagues from Great Britain. And they have brought two gifts to the council chamber. They have called our flame in the center of the council chamber the flame of synthesis. And they have made the long nurtured implicit geometric harmony of the council chamber explicit by introducing the star model into our nation's lab. Naming the flame of synthesis seems to have opened a new access to the synthesizing energy. And the experience of working together in star formation in the council chamber has opened an exciting new possibility of a higher order of working together among the nations and with the higher forces. Much gratitude. Each group is bringing their gifts, and together we co-create the council chamber. We're meeting today within the outflow of the Kansas Solar Festival, meeting in our council chamber on the first day of distribution. Today, we activate the potency of the cardinal cross, of which Cancer is the part, in our midst with a sharing by the Litoral Group from Argentina. We have already met with the Litoral Group in the council chamber during the Sagittarius Festival 2 years ago. It was very special gathering and very special sharing. This time, we are invited by the Litoral Group to expand our perception from just one nation to the entire continent. Today, we will focus on America as a united continent. The Litoral Group will share with us their long-standing vision and practice, rhythmically held by several groups, to unite the three parts of America: North, South, and Central America. Let us now welcome into the council chamber again our friends from Santa Fe in Argentina. Over to you, dear friends.
Thank you, Alexander. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. Thank you, dear friends of Nations Lab, for this invitation to the Litoral Group. Thank you for all the work you do and for this council chamber and for the opportunity to share this calling that we from America have felt in our hearts to collaborate with the work of the hierarchy in the ascension of this planet Earth and the entire system through the America. We will share about Litoral Group a little, our work related to America, then an alignment, and finally the meditation on the Americas. We offered ourselves for this work and say, Father, Mother, let your will be done, not ours. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Silvana, on the floor.
Well, so from the south of the American continent, we are talking.
Wait a minute, we have to share the PowerPoint.
Yeah, I will stop sharing my screen, so please. Yes, we can see your screen now.
Okay. La tengo acá. Sorry.
No worries.
Well, the Litoral Group was formally established under that name in 2007, but it had already been in existence for several years. It was founded by Marta Pailet and her husband, Oscar Bautazo. We want to take a moment now to thank our dear Marta for all her work and service. It has been exactly 30 days since she departed from this physical plane. We are certain that she will continue her work with renewed vigor from the subtle planes. So thank you, Marta, for everything. The work of the Litoral Group is based on study, meditation, and service, the three pillars mentioned by Master DK. Most of its members come from the cities of Santa Fe and Paraná in Argentina, hence its name, since both cities are located in the littoral region of the country. But there are also members from other cities and other countries. The group has been defined as a synthesis group, and it certainly is. Inclusiveness is one of its defining characteristics. This is the reflection of its integration with other groups as other groups like New Thought Foundation, the World Service Intergroup, White Mountain Education Association, Living Ethics Community, Hierarchical Lines of Action, Agni Yoga groups from Brazil and Honduras, the World Teaching Trust, and the Synergetic group. But also there is an integration of Eastern and Western teachings, including those of the Tibetan master, Madame Blavatsky, Master Saint Germain, Master Omran, Vicente Beltrán Anglada, Agni Yoga, Master Kumar, Master Ekirala Krishnamacharya, and Master CVV. The later three are the Indian masters belonging to the World Teacher Trust. We want to focus on them a few minutes as we believe they are the least known. Dr. Parvati Kumar was an accountant, a finance expert, and founder of a leading consulting firm specializing in accounting, finance, and economics. But he was also a spiritual teacher and a disciple of Master Ekirala Krishnamacharya. And he shared the teachings of Master CVV with us. Master CVV, Kanchupati Venkatarao Venkaswamy Rao, was a master of synthesis within the Agastya Ashram in the Blue Mountains in South India, and a representative of the avatar of synthesis. He worked on the subtle planes with Madame Blavatsky. Master DK synthesized the teachings of Master CVV with those of the masters of the hierarchy known in the West, disseminating them in Europe and primarily in Germany, Switzerland, and Belgium, and promoting the synthesis of the Eastern and the Western teachings. Master KPK, himself a disciple of Master EK, in addition to continuing the dissemination in Europe, expanded its reach to the Americas through groups in North, Central, and South America. On the other hand, looking at historical events on this continent, it is worth noting that in the 1920s, there were groups of intellectuals and artists, many of them European immigrants in the United States, who were seeking new philosophical answers to the meaning of life, answers they did not find in the more widespread religions. This led to the emergence of those who followed the Rosicrucians and Theosophists, among others. One of these groups was based in New York. Nicholas Redick was invited to this group during his time in the United States, where he introduced the teachings of Agni Yoga. Members of Latin American cultural groups would come to this group to learn from it and later spread these teachings in their respective countries, as Mexico, Peru, Brazil, Chile, Argentina, Ecuador, and others. These connections facilitated the efforts later undertaken by Francis Grant, a disciple of the Redicks, which culminated in 1935 with the signing of the Redick Pact by 21 countries of the Americas, adopting the banner of peace as a symbol for the preservation of the cultural heritage of their peoples.
The Americas are the only continent that extends from the North Pole to the South Pole. Therefore, it is the continent through which planetary Kundalini can ascend. This collaboration with the Nations Lab focuses on the Americas. The Litoral Group in Argentina has been working toward this goal, the ascent of planetary Kundalini, for many years. In 2005, two important projects with regional impact were undertaken and carried out over many years. One focused on nations, using the circuit figure of the triangle. 3 people from different nations of the Americas form a triangle for meditation on the circulation of energy between these nations, invoking the energy of the soul and unifying the group. The other project was called Works on the Volcanoes located in the mountain ranges of the Americas, starting from the Andes Mountains in South America and extending along the mountains that stretch across the western ridges of the 3 Americas. These mountains were visualized as the backbone of the Americas, and the energy of the great lords of the volcanoes was raised from south to north and from north to south, always passing through Central America. On July 2020, we began a joint meditation with another group from the Americas called Hierarchical Lines of Action, involving Brazil, Uruguay, and Argentina. This work followed the guidelines left by Vicente Beltrán Anglada. It began with these 3 countries, and later other South American countries joined, and it is now in a process of expansion toward global integration. Over the years, these 2 projects culminated in the meditation called American Alignment and Ascension of Planetary Kundalini, which takes place on the first Sunday of each month with meditators from many groups throughout the Americas, Europe, and India. This alignment was designed by a special group created for this purpose and constituted by people from different countries. There is a legend that says the Americas will become one when the condor of the south and the eagle of the north meet under the auspices of the beauty of the quetzal in Central America. The defining characteristic of the quetzal is its freedom. It is a bird that cannot live in captivity. This regional practice invokes the union of the Americas as a single continent, spanning the northern and the southern hemispheres, allowing the ascent of the planetary kundalini.
Well, this is the first part of our presentation from Litoral Group and some information how we got here. And now we will start an alignment based on Master DK teachings, and Giselle will lead this.
Okay. We will now enter more deeply into the council chamber. We take a deep breath, and through each inhalation and exhalation, we connect with the unity of life. The unity that we can experience in this council chamber, where we all are one, and which always opened, available for entering in. So, from this magnetic point in the etheric body, we will align our circuits according with the teachings of Master DK. We breathe. We breathe. We focus into the Ajna center. From there, we go to the first circuit, the circuit, the mother, throat center, sacral center, sacral center, throat center. The throat center calls the sacred, and the sacred, the center of the human reproduction, answers the call, and its energies go up to the throat center, center of the co-creation with the divine, the co-creation with the mother of the world. The highest and the lowest meet, and we visualize a toroidal field between them. This is the circuit of the mother that connect us with humanity. The truth is set in us. The truth that sets us free. Take a breath. And we focus again in the Ajna center. And from there to the second circuit, the circuit of the sun. Heart center, solar plexus center, solar plexus center, heart center. Again, highest and the lowest meet in the double and simultaneous movement synthesis. It's a toroidal field. The human emotions in the sacral, the solar plexus become unconditioned, compassive, and pure love in the heart. The beauty is set in us. The beauty that dissipates chaos. This circuit connects us with hierarchy. Now, we go back to the Ajna center. And from there to the third circuit, the circuit of the Father. Health center, base center, base center, health center. The energies of the base center, center of the human will, offers themselves to the health center, the center, the will of God, the will to good. So the goodness is set in us. This is the toroidal circuit of Shambhala, where the will of God is known. And so, having these three circuits moving, we are the truth. We are the beauty. We are the goodness. We are the soul. From the soul and as one soul, we start this meditation for the American life. And we now take
this meditation for American alignment and the ascent of the Kundalini of humanity and the earth. We visualize an equilateral triangle of light over South America. An equilateral triangle of light over North America. The union of North America with South America through Central America and the Caribbean under a 5 points star. May the eagle of the north embrace the condor of the south, fostered by the beauty of the quetzal of Central America. May the transparent vertical from the South Pole to the North Pole be perceived. May the Kundalini of the earth, of humanity, and of the hierarchy be linked and shared up to Shambhala for the uplifting of the earth to the kings of beauty. Now, together, let us visualize an extraplanetary pulsating energy arriving through the great suns via Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. The extraplanetary energy enters the planet through Central America and the 3 great islands of the Caribbean Sea, Cuba, La Española, and Puerto Rico. Now, we visualize this energy descending to South America, activating in its path the energy centers of light. We see it reach Antarctica, where it receives the energy from the star Sirius and makes a turn, ascending through the transparent vertical column of light. This transparent vertical light encompasses the 3 Americas and is part of the planet's etheric body. It returns to Central America, passing through the 3 islands, and on its northward path, it continues activating the centers of light along the way. It reaches the North Pole and receives the strength of the Great Bear and the Polaris Star. And it descends once again to take in the extraplanetary energy entering through Central America and the Caribbean. It travels through South America and reaches the South Pole. There it receives the energy from Sirius, makes a turn, and begins its northward ascent. It returns to Central America, passing again through its three great islands. And on this northward path, it continues activating the center of light along the way. It reaches the North Pole and receives the strength of the Great Bear and the Polaris Star. And it descends once again to take in the extraplanetary energy entering to Central America and the Caribbean. It reaches the South Pole, receives the energy of Sirius, and continues its journey in the etheric planes through the transparent column of light. In this way, the energy ascends and descends, forming a gigantic toroid. It's south to north and north to south movement through Central America and the Caribbean unites the entire continent. We continue visualizing this gigantic toroid, uniting and activating the great energy centers along its path for the rise of the planetary Kundalini. We invite you all to continue in silence. Let us continue in silence for 2 minutes, visualizing the movement of this gigantic toroid. Thank you. And now we pray. Bow down in homage and adoration to the glorious and mighty hierarchy, inner government of the world, and to its exquisite joy, the star of the sea, the mother of the world. Omnia vincit amor. May love conquer all. We want to share with you all this seed thought, to keep it inside us and to practice when we feel we can contribute to this work. Let us visualize a unified America through which the planetary Kundalini ascends and the earth may be raised to the kings of beauty. Thank you, dear friends. Thank you for this opportunity in the name of the whole Litoral Group. Thank you very much.
And thank you, dear group, dear Litoral Group. Let us take another minute to just absorb what has been shared before we will start our sharing. Gracias, dear friends, dear Litoral Group, for this very special, beautiful, inspiring presentation and this potent meditation. For the first time, we are holding here in the council chamber a whole continent. So, as we are opening the floor now for the sharing of our impressions, let us focus especially on our experience working with the whole continent, how it was for us to participate in this large weaving south through the center, north, and back again, this whole toroid. So let us offer our impressions about this meditative work and about anything that may be helpful for the Americas Alignment Group.
I can start us off. Thank you, Litoral Group. A magnificently beautiful meditation that brings the word harmonic resonance into my heart. You created something that had so much movement in it. It was almost a dance or a song. There was a musicality in what you did in weaving what would be seen as so much together, but you did it in this lovely, effortless, and understandable way. I, who am a member of the North American continent, love that you have done this. It is the Kundalini. I see that through the great mountain ranges that run through all of our countries, that creates that visual of a manifested Kundalini. But you created something that was all directional. It encompassed truly the whole. Thank you very much. It was beautiful.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you very much.
Yes, I'd like to add my deep, deep gratitude to the Litoral Group for this very profound experience of unity and synthesis. And I too appreciated the rhythmic dance, the flow, because for me there was a deep sense of life, of the livingness of the planet, of the place of the planet within the cosmos, and a sense in which the whole of the planet makes sense, if I can use such a banal term in many respects. It created a sense of meaning to really visualize that flow of energy through a whole continent and not in any way feel any dissonance or difference between the many parts, but to really see and feel the power of the energy as it was moving. And the other part for me that was particularly noticeable was the inclusion or the naming of Sirius in the invocative work. And we know Sirius is the causal energy for all that occurs on our planet, and to really bring that into the council chamber by naming it and by connecting and being consciously in presence with the energies of Sirius, felt to me like really a significant and important step. Not to say that it hasn't been present before, I'm sure it has, but there was something very coherent about the way in which it was brought in today, and not an energy that is vast and far from us in many ways, and yet it didn't feel that way today. It felt part and whole and fundamental, a real connection. And I have to say that in many ways, I think the way in which the field was prepared with the opening alignment was also really key to being able to enter into the depth and breadth of this continental work and planetary work. So thank you again to everybody in the Litoral Group for the beautiful, beautiful work that you are leading and that you've brought here for us all to be part of. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Lorraine.
So I would like to share that the magic of what was offered today is so in tune with the keynote of the whole is seen as one for Cancer. And we have just together stood with that energy of the full moon. And so you started with the 3 circuits within ourselves. And so within ourselves, within our body, the whole was one. And then it went on to the continents, and the whole was seen as one. And then it went on to the planet with Sirius and the Great Bear, and the whole was seen as one. And I think that is what we are all aiming for in terms of our work as occultists, to really bring that idea of the whole as one through. And I feel that it really happened today. And even within the council chamber, all of a sudden the whole was seen as one. So thank you.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you.
Also want to offer gratitude to the group and have this sense in my heart as we took our place in the heart of the Mother of the World, that we really are understanding as a world group how to be together and serve together and as a group. And I'm outside, which you may be able to hear in the background, in a small forest area in a suburb of New York City. And as the Kundalini meditation began, animals began to gather. There was a deer and her fawn. There are 3 rabbits pretending to be invisible. You may be able to still hear the birds, as some of them have now moved off. A great heron on the pond across this street area here, And it really touched me that as we are working with particularly with the portal of Sirius for this full moon and the upcoming Leo Sirius full moon, we are really working, as was just said, as a whole in the wholeness of this one breathing system, in the wholeness of cosmos, as we take our place with and within hierarchy. Deep gratitude for this sharing and for this group work. Thank you.
Thank you, Dot. And thank you for bringing our friends, the animals that are with you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Helen has left in the chat a message. A powerful synthetic overview of this part of the planet. You conveyed the strength, the love, the movement, the vitality of the Americas, and the sacredness of the Kundalini energy distributed on Earth and so connected with the cosmos. Thank you, beautiful group.
Thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity for us, especially at this time of Cancer full moon. Yes, Judy mentioned that it's as we stand in this vast energies of Cancer Capricorn axis, that expansion actually provides us a space to relate to the planet. I think it's most of us learning to work with group consciousness and orient ourselves to expand to all-inclusive, encompassing consciousness of humanity. What does it mean to have humanity, all humanity's consciousness? And this invitation for us to expand ourselves even further, recognizing the flow of energy throughout the planet, it's quite an expansion. And I have to admit, it's not that easy to me to hold that sense of this being that we know as our home, our planet, the Earth. So as we learn to function as a part of the planetary group of one planetary server, that's the horizon, I think, that's we start sensing and start learning to work with. It's very, not that much that I is there to say of this experience, because it's quite an expanding invitation for expansion. And I want to ask the Litoral Group how it's been your experience of this expansion, because I know you hold this meditation regularly every week, as far as I know, and you offer this meditation to a wider community once a month. What is your experience of expansion from your group consciousness to this consciousness of both Americas that expands to the whole planet?
Yeah. Thank you, Alexander. Yes, we assist because we didn't make this meditation. There is, as we said, a special group. One of its integrants is here, is Irene Luna from Venezuela. It's an international group that has designed this meditation. And it is held once a month, the first Sunday of each month, by Zoom, obviously. So we participate as one more attendee. No, it's not the Litoral Group having a leading role in this meditation. But what we can say to you is that preparing this presentation connected us more deeply with this meditation, and also for me at least to have a better view of the whole America and the importance of this work for the whole planet, and also, as Master Tibetan says, for the whole solar system, because in the way that the Earth ascends, all the system does it. So, and also from another point of view, because we had to design all this presentation, and now we have to go for another one. And you know, it happens during a very special situation in our group, because many of you knows or knew Marta Pailet, our leader, who open many ways, many paths to us. And today is a month. It's a month that she decided to go for another task. But we are sure she will keep working with us. So thank you. Very special moment, very special process for all of us.
It's very touching what you shared. And the fact that Marta has made her transition and is still very much felt, and it's also adding one more aspect to the many aspects of synthesis, of integration that you are doing over the many years with this work. So now there's also the passing of Marta being so fresh still is a beautiful gift for us to also be aware of the growing integration now, the growing connection between us incarnated workers and the not incarnated workers across the veil. And I also wanted to add that it is very felt, the maturity of your group, the many years of grounding this huge work, giving it grounding, like also Lorraine has said, that, to go all the way to the cosmos, to Sirius, to the Great Bear, to Polaris, and ground it, make it relevant and real on our physical planet is quite a feat, quite a Christ Avenue you have created here. And thank you so much for all this effort that went into it over the years and now in the presentation. Also, thank you for the effort of the English that you are managing so beautifully for all of us who are geared into English.
Yes, it was a challenge, Uta.
Yeah.
The language, really. Because of that, we decided to put the written words on the screen, so you would be able to understand us better.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. It's a labor of love that you did. Really beautiful, beautifully mastered.
Thank you.
I can hear the voice of Marta leading us through this meditation. And I want to share a story with the group. I mentioned at the beginning that last time the Litoral Group was part of the Nations Lab was 2 years ago during the Sagittarius Festival. And at that time, we had a privilege to physically visit in the group in Santa Fe. Daniela, Simone, and I from the 2025 Initiative group being together in the same space as we connected to the council chamber. And then I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was Marta who was leading us through the meditation. Please correct me, Estelle, if it was somebody else. And as we went into meditation, the storm started gathering around. And there's wind and rain and thunder and lightning. And we sitting in a circle, holding the tension of meditation. And as we come closer to the end, to the great invocation, the intensity of the storms getting enormous. And then as we start sounding the great invocation, the lightning outside and all the power goes off in the house. And Martin Dieser was sitting next to me, and he grabbed my hand and said, like, what other evidence do we need? And yet, and this, as we stopped, we sounded final ohms, the rain stopped, and this, like, all the storms stopped. And yet there was another evidence. When we stepped outside, there was a huge rainbow that I never seen in my life. It was 7 rays rainbow, vertical rainbow, not like as we usually see it as a bow, but it was vertical 7 rays rainbow in the sky. That was amazing experience of Sagittarius 2024. With Marta leading us in meditation.
Yes, yes, Alexander. It was like you said, yes, amazing. Everything amazing. I was remembering that yesterday, thinking on this, yes. No power, nothing but at the end, the rainbow. Power return. So beautiful, beautiful meeting. We very grateful that you visited us. You came here, you took the plane with Daniel and came to the south of the south. It's very important. It established another kind of relationship, I think. Even we work in the subtle work a lot, but when we meet face to face is different. So thank you. Thank you very much for your effort, dear Alexander.
I remember when Dot came to
yes.
the seminary.
Yes, Giselle is saying that she also remembers when Dot came to the Ani Yoga International Seminar in 2013. Yes, 2013. Established a new relation with them, with the North, with the groups, with she. Very, very special person. Thank you.
And the whole Nations Lab was, the whole council chamber back then was electrified by this by all this big group and your storm and everything that was going on. We have a lively memory of it also, those who joined you from the council chamber etherically. I would like to share one more impression. To me, it happened now in this meditation. Although I do participate also in the once a month Americas alignment, but here now happened to me what happened last month also with Britain, with the work of the British group and linking in with the soul of Britain. I have a throughway, I don't know how to say it, more of an access now to the intended design of the Americas. It's like I have a visceral connection now to it that I think it will be from now on much more easy to link in with it. Same as also with Britain. Something has been clicking into place last month for me with Britain, of the soul of Britain being so much more accessible. So it's quite wondrous what we are able to do here when we are together, coming together in this way and in this shared space that we are co-creating together. So I have lots of gratitude.
Thank you, Uta. Thank you very, very much. And yes, it was, Silvana, a very good meeting last year in the Living Ethic community when we met with Annette, Alexander, and we share about this. They started our
sharing about the American alignment.
Yes, yes.
We were outside after lunch or dinner. I don't remember.
Lunch.
And we started talking about the legend about the
yes, because
eagle,
Alexander
Yes.
had we were asking how to work
Yes, how can we work with this?
with
And
America.
then we shared that we were doing the American alignment meditation. Then we invited them all, and also invited them to share it with everyone.
Yes, of course.
The entire alignment is longer than this one that we make. Yes, this is we present you a short version, but a deep version.
Yeah.
Dear Uta, dear Alexander, dear group, this is Darcy in North America. I want to give my heartfelt gratitude and to say how grateful we are for that which was brought to this field today. Honoring in so many ways, so many traditions, so many spiritual lines and paths from the beginning of time to the present within this meditation. I'm a sister in North America who has the blood of the Sleggy, the Cherokee people, who runs through her cells and her heart. And our traditions speak of the Pleiades, a philosophy that tells that the principal people of the Anawanui originated in this star system. And I'm curious if in the long version we include the Pleiades to hand many of the tribes here in the North American continent, as well as honoring the Great Bear and, of course, the dog star Sirius, also bring in the 7 stars of those dancing sisters and their teachings and the great wisdom spirit fire that the 7 sisters dance for us. And so I would hope that at some point it would be lovely to incorporate the Pleiades within this meditation. Perhaps it already is, but I will leave you with the translated prayer from the Sleggy, the Chalagi of the Pleiades. Sky, our grandfather. Sun, our grandmother. Earth, our mother. I am thankful. We love each other. We are grateful. Oh, Sata.
Beautiful. Thank you, dear Darcy. Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
We will share your suggestion with the group that leads the meditation. Thank you.
Wado, dear sisters.
We're slowly coming to the end of the webinar. We have maybe space for one or two more sharings if there are.
I can share. This is Deborah from the US. And this whole full moon, and indeed this group meditation today, has the quality that we have reached a tipping point, I think, I feel. And the meditation today in the distribution of the full moon energy had a oneness that was even more one than this group. This group was a recipient of a soft synthesis, a substance and an energy that was able to permeate everything and everyone. Just move through and underneath and over like a wave of perfume, like the perfume of roses or lotus blossoms. And it just penetrated everything concrete and physical and melted it into just this one radiant cloud of perfume, if you will. And that's the power that will bring about our transubstantiation as a one humanity, Earth, one continent of the Americas with its Kundalini very actively rising. We can certainly note that the inner core of Mother Earth is coming up to meet us with quite a bit of force right now. And we can hold it with that soft synthesis together. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Beautiful. Well, the perfume, the roses. We got it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so let us perhaps as a closing state again the affirmation for the whole America. America, may the eagle of the north embrace with the condor of the south, nested by the beauty and freedom of the Quetzal of Central America. This affirmation is now part of what reverberates in the council chamber. It will continue to reverberate. It will be part of the vibrational weave of the council chamber. So each time we enter, we can attune to the soul note of the continent of America, keeping it present in our ongoing awareness and love. And would like to invite Alexander now to give us a preview of the month ahead before we do our wrap-up meditation.
Thank you, Uta. Next time we will meet in the lead to the Leo Festival on July 28th, working and standing with the inflow of the Leo energy, Leo Sirius energy. And next time we will bring our focus back into our council chamber, focusing on work ahead of us, specifically orienting towards the festival week of group impact in December 21st through December 28th. It's the festival of the new group of world service. And we are called and encouraged by the master to prepare diligently to use this opportunity, organizing our groups around the topics of focus of our service. And so we consider Leo as a good time to look forward, planning our work for the festival week. And we invite your groups, we know that we are all parts of many different groups, to use the opportunity of the coming Leo festival to orient ourselves as part of the larger community of groups towards the festival week. Preparing, considering different forms of work and the questions that we want to bring forward, meditating them on behalf of the larger group, one planetary server group. So please take a note, Leo Festival opportunity, and we will meet again in our council chamber on July 28th. Over to you, Uta.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all again. What a rich session. Wow. Okay, so let us refocus one more time in our council chamber, meeting in our heart space, heart to heart, in joy and gratitude, holding all that has been received in this session. And as elders in training, we take our place in geometric order around the flame of synthesis in the will to unite. Just take a moment to listen to the soul notes of nations, collectives, and continent, which already reverberate in our council chamber. Getting a glimpse of how they weave together, how we can a little bit discern a pattern of the future out of this weaving. And we join the weave by sounding our own soul note and that of our nation, our collective. Becoming conduits for our elders and for higher forces available to humanity now. Let us welcome the energy of synthesis, sweeping as a strong, refreshing wind, through our council chamber, through the network of world workers, and upon humanity, upon the world.